It was a web of women, a web of women who kept the Hebrew children alive. It was a web of women, a web of women who helped the Hebrew children to survive. It was a web of women, a web of women who kept the Hebrew children alive. It was a web of women, a web of women who helped the Hebrew children to survive. Yes, indeed. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. I'm Dr. Kim Harris. Today I'm coming to you from Cobleskill, New York. So glad that Rick, and I better say your last name correctly. Say your last name for me, Rick.
Is Palieri.
Palieri. Rick
Hmm.
Palieri will be singing for us today. And hello, 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 Linda on Orcas Island, and Carolyn in Boise, Fred in Silver Spring, Hoda in British Columbia, Julie in Ontario, Pauline and William in Newcastle, Bonnie in Boise. And yes, indeed, so glad you all are here. And why does my thing cover up? I see a wonderful, beautiful person in Seattle, but it keeps covering up her name. That's just crazy. So anyway, I'll get back to you. Don't worry. So Sarah in Texas, Marion in Brighton in UK, and David and Elsie in Oakland, Annette in California, Jamie in Victoria, BC, and look like Sue in Seattle. Is that correct? Did I see that? Uh-huh. Yes. All right, and Sheila in Florida, and Amanda and Miles in Michigan, uh, Phil in Osaka, hmm and Caroline in DC, Cliff and Lynn. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Susan G in Cincinnati, Bob and Maybell Bears, Massachusetts, Storm in the Universe, and Neil in Boston. And let's see, Caroline in DC. Yes, 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 yes. Uh-huh. Bob, how are you, Bob? Good morning. Linda, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Cricket, hi. And Anne in Silver Spring, Aloysius, Massachusetts. Louise in the UK. Adele on the iPhone. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And yes, Gary and Christy, Massachusetts. Ariana in LA, and Joe and Nico, Jojo and Nico, yes, yes, yes. And let's see, Jenny in Suffolk, UK, hello, hello. Arlene in Berkeley, Nancy in Washington State, Elizabeth in California, LMG in Connecticut, Sydney in Sydney, good morning, good morning. Olga, yes, and Kat in Vermont, and Becky in BC, and Ruth and Clive in the UK. And now, Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Now, let's see. I heard, so let's see. I know there's a birthday up in here. Let's see. There's one. Oh, yes. Yeah, I know we've got a birthday. Where's the birthday? I know we've got one. Hold on. Ruth, it's you, right? In UK. Are you waving your hand? Yes. Happy birthday to ya. We'll do a little more of that later. Thanks for being with us and sharing your birthday with us. It is so exciting to get to be here with Rick Palieri. I haven't seen you in a long time. It is great to see you. Glad that you are here. And yes, today, happy Passover for those who are celebrating. And it is also Palm Sunday for those who are celebrating. And we're just here we are together singing and sharing. And that is a cause for celebration. So, Rick,
Well,
Hello, and take it away.
it certainly is great to be here, Kim. I haven't seen you, oh my, in many, many years now. I think we get a chance to see each other passing, through the internet. But and hopefully we'll meet again on the Hudson River shore. That's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing rumbling about people getting together again. But it is really nice to be here today. And one of the things about, the daily antidote of song is that Joe sometimes gives you a challenge. I don't know, has she ever given you a challenge, Kim?
Yes, every now and again, because she'll say something like, "This is what our theme is," and then I start challenging and Googling and everything like that. So I heard you got one that made you like have to go and practice and figure
I
out
have.
some things.
Well, this song, of course, I heard Pete Seeger sing this song. And and ironically, in the Power of Song film, when they're showing the song, I'm in the little clip there. So it's like, well, I guess I should learn the song if they're going to show me. And it's unusual, as we were talking about, Kim, that sometimes Pete, the way that he put together a song, he used a lot of words, and you had to try to fit them in the right sequence to get them all in. And this was one of them. And the other thing was the banjo. He had this rolling banjo that I had to kind of work on for this song. And he stretched the words out, as Pete will
As
or
he
would do. And if I think we have the words so that we can all sing it along. But it's going to be tricky because it has that free feeling to it. To my old brown earth and to my old blue sky, I now give these last few molecules of I. And you who sing, and you who stand nearby, I charge you not to cry. Guard well our human chain, watch well to keep it strong, as long as the sun will shine. And this our home keep pure and sweet and green, for now I'm yours and you are also mine.
Oh, yes.
And that it really, I don't know about, about you, Kim, but when Pete died, it was really hard for a lot of us who knew Pete as a friend to actually listen to his music for a while, you know, because all the memories came back, you know, and then I realized that it was our obligation for us to sing those songs, tell those stories for all those people who never had the chance to
Yeah.
sit together with Pete.
And
And
I now let me just say I am especially grateful that you're passing it down not only from, just hearing a recording or seeing a video, but you sang it with him and learned it from him and then are passing it down. And that's how our songs go from
mhm.
ancestors to us and then passed on. Now that one was so short. Would you just do that one again before you even do your second one? I just
Sure,
want to hear that
sure.
one
It,
again.
it is short. So you banjo players, like I was saying, it just do a kind of a roll, a free roll, and then sing over the top of it. And I'm in the key of D, if anybody has an instrument. To my old brown earth to my old blue sky. I now give these last few molecules of I. And you who sing, and you who stand nearby, I charge you not to cry. Guard well our human chain, watch well to keep it strong, as long as the sun will shine. And this our home keep pure and sweet and green, for now I'm yours and you are also mine.
Oh, hmm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song, and I think that Pete wrote it a long time ago, you know,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
he used to sing it at funerals, and so I think as Pete's birthday is approaching, May 3rd, will be coming up soon enough, that it's good to have that moment to remember him. But, we remember Pete in all different ways. It's sort of like, to me, Pete has become almost like Joe Hill. Be- Because whenever people gather together, wherever there's a rally or a protest and they're singing together, a little bit of Pete is there. Whether it's acknowledged or not, this is where it's so important. And I wanted to share something because we were talking about right here in my own town in Heinsberg, Vermont. We're having the community is getting together to support some young students. They're high school students,
Oh.
originally from Nicaragua,
Hmm.
and they were going to school. And as young children come to from many countries to come here to go to school on a program, and they were contacted that they have to leave.
Oh.
And instead of taking the chance and being deported, they're saying they're going to leave voluntarily because they don't want to um, endanger their life, their life's plans and everything else. Well, a group of people that we call ourselves the Heinsberg Resist.
Hmm.
We're getting together, and we've been standing on the corner, against a lot of the Trump policies, but we decided that we're going to have a special one in support of the students.
Yes.
So we're going to be near the school, and we will be there with signs, basically saying we support the students, we support the school,
Hmm.
and thinking about that, one of the signs that my wife holds, and because her family, they were Hitler resistors, back in the day, and they paid the price for that, but that's a whole nother story. There is a white rose that is on her sign. And the white rose was the resistance. It was the young people, the students in Germany, before, Hitler took power, they were singing this particular song we're going to sing. Because it goes back to the peasant wars in Germany. It was about let's see, I got the word 1524
Ooh.
to 26. That's when this song sort of came about, but it was used, throughout time. And before Hitler took power, a lot of the kids sang it, and then it was sung as a song of resistance against Hitler.
Yes.
And that white rose was a special resistance from the young people in Germany. And the one of the leaders, and I think it was Sophie Scholl. You have to forgive me if I get it wrong, but she actually would play the song on her flute. She would play the song, and so I was thinking about how important it is for us to think about the words in this song that go back so long. So it's Die Gedanken sind frei. We could try that. Die Gedanken sind frei. My thoughts are free. Try that. Gedankens in Frei. So that's the part that you really need to play. Now I'm playing it on a very old German instrument. This is called a Waldzither. Okay, it sort of looks like a mandolin, but it's not. It's an unusual instrument because it's more played like a five-string banjo, except it's tuned in C instead of G. But it has this low drone string here instead of a high string. But the chords are just like a banjo. So that if you could play a banjo, you could play a waltz-zither. And I thought it was appropriate for this song to try and do this. Die Gedanken sind frei, my thoughts give me power. Die Gedanken sind frei, my thoughts freely flower. No scholar can map them, no hunter can trap them, no man can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei, no man can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei. I think as I please, and this gives me pleasure. My conscience decrees this right I must treasure. My thoughts will not cater to duke or dictator. No one can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei. No one can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei. And should tyrants take me and throw me in prison, my thoughts will burst free like blossoms in season. Foundations will crumble and structures will tumble and free souls will cry, Die Gedanken sind frei, and free souls will cry, Die Gedanken sind frei. We'll try that verse again from the beginning. Die Gedanken sind frei, my thoughts give me power. Die Gedanken sind frei, my thoughts freely flower. No scholar can map them, no hunter can trap them, no one can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei. On the Waldzither.
Oh, all right. Don't put that away because you know I'm going to ask you to sing that one again. We're not, don't even put that instrument down. All right, y'all. You know?
You
And
want to
I
hear
don't
it
know if
again,
I'll ever
Kim?
remember all those words, but I think tonight I'll be with Rabbi Jonathan Kligler and his family. Reggie and I will be there. We'll be singing around the table, and even if I forget everything else, at some point I will be saying "Die Gedanken sind frei." So
Yeah,
please
I
sing
think
that
that.
again.
All right, let's sing it again, and remember that it's Die Gedanken sind frei. That we get that correct. That my thoughts are free. All right, and it's very simple. Just three chords, like most good folk songs. Die Gedanken sind frei, my thoughts freely flower. Die Gedanken sind frei, my thoughts give me power. No scholar can map them, no hunter can trap them, no one can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei, no one can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei. I think as I please, and this gives me pleasure. My conscience decrees this right I must treasure. My thoughts will not cater to duke or dictator. No one can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei. No one can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei. And should tyrants take me and throw me in prison, my thoughts will burst free like blossoms in season. Foundations will crumble and structures will tumble and free souls will cry, Die Gedanken sind frei, and free souls will fly. Die Gedanken sind frei.
All right, now you did it. Oh
Yeah,
gosh. So tears are starting to come to my eyes because we have got to be out there just saying that and and thinking about so many people.
yeah. I mean, you think about that. You think about these young people back before, Hitler took power, that they started realizing that their life was changing. And as it changed, and like I said, my wife's family were involved in the resistance against Hitler. And one of the stories, I'm going to tell you this story because it's so important.
Mhm.
Mariana's father, grandfather, was a Lutheran theologian. Uh, and he got a notice that it was time that they were coming to pick up his books. Now, this is the beginning. This is the very beginning of when Hitler was taking power, and he thought, as one would, an educated person, that they were taking the books to put in the community library.
Hmm.
So he got all the kids, Mariana's mom, Crystal, and all of her brothers, and they spent the day getting the books ready. So they took them out of the bookcase and they carefully dusted them off, and they had a leather suitcase, and they polished the suitcase. They put all the books in there. And then when the Nazis came, they came to the door and they grabbed the suitcases and they just opened them up and threw the books right there, right on the ground, and lit them on fire and burnt their books.
Hmm.
And this was the beginning of the horror that was going to follow. And they realized that life was not the same anymore. And that
Absolutely.
was the beginning. And so it's the kind of thing like right now we're at this point, a juncture, where we're hoping that somehow that we can turn this around.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm
I
sure.
appreciate especially you talking about the theologians because us theologians are having our departments closed and having websites scrubbed of anything that says DEI. We've got sort of a version of that. And I can imagine, somebody coming by and saying, get those books out of your and I'd be standing right in front in the door of my office. I can imagine that. So, yep. Let me make sure I'm saying it correctly, everybody. So it's Digaduncan. Say it again, please.
Die Gedanken sind frei.
Gedanken sind frei. Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
so, and that's one of the things that it's so important for us to continue. We had that 50-50, rally that there were a huge crowd of people all over Vermont and in all little towns. That was the thing. It wasn't just the thing in Montpelier or in the city in Burlington, but all the little towns. All the little towns had people standing out holding signs. People who had never been to a demonstration before are
Mm-hmm.
realizing this wake-up call that, something is going on and now is the time. And I don't know about you, Kim, but the thing that I really hope, because I know that the only way that we're going to change it is if some of the folks in the Republican Party realize, is it worth it? Is it worth it to take our country down and destroy everything we've worked so hard to build up? Is
Well,
it worth it? That's
I
what
can
we have
tell
to.
you one thing for sure. When we talk about our thoughts flower freely, our songs do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the incredible nature of us getting together to sing because there are times when all you can remember is a song and
Mm-hmm.
it might be that. Now I know that our time is moving forward. Who do we have coming up? Aaron, I know you've got a wonderful poster for us to see. Yes. So think about who we have coming up, and I hope that I get all of these names, say them correctly. Liz Ikamba, she is tomorrow. So, yes, from Daily Antidote of Song. We have two new people this week. Joe Haltaway. Yes, coming up. And I think on my thing here, I even have where they are from. So let me make sure that I've got that. Yes. So Liz will be coming in from the UK. Joe Hultaway, who is new, will be coming from the UK. Bernice Martin. Yes. And Bernice is also new. And she's coming in from Maine. Valia Lika, Livchenko from Ukraine. Yes. And then Sean Healy will be celebrating Scotland's Tartan Day. Absolutely. And old friend Pat Wichter coming from Brooklyn. And Bindu coming in from India.
Mm,
So it is an incredible week here on Daily Antidote of Song. And, I don't know if we said it, day 1834 on the Daily Antidote of Song. And of course, it's so wonderful. I'd say we're still celebrating that half decade. And so don't forget, everybody, in celebration of that half decade, we have, uh, you can see Peggy Seeger, and it was wonderful to have her here, and you can learn about the things that she's doing, the new recording that she did. So definitely check that out, because it was wonderful to have her. And then Rick, I know you've got something coming up. If you can just tell us, yeah, real quickly,
right.
about celebrating Utah Phillips.
Utah Phillips on May the 15th, which would have been Utah's birthday. We're going to have a special concert. Joe Jenks, who is a good friend here at Daily Antidote of Song, he's put together a few friends, and Deb Cohen and a young woman that I can't remember her name, but we're all going to be over at Cafe Lena because we're celebrating Utah Phillips on his birthday, and there's going to be stories about Utah, and there's going to be some of his songs. I'm really happy to be there, and there's going to be raising some money for a special table, a Utah Phillips table that you can, when you sit at this table, you'll think of sitting with Utah. Maybe they'll give you a clown nose just so it really feels like you're sitting with Utah.
Absolutely. So the date again of that, at Cafe
It's
Lena?
May 15th.
May 15th.
Cafe Lena. So that's going to be coming up. I'm really excited to be joining folks in memory of Utah. And Saratoga Springs meant so much to Utah. It really was a place where he was flowering, and as a songwriter, and realizing that this was a new trade for him.
Ah,
And all of us, we all miss him.
yes, indeedy.
And
Well,
what do you
thank
have?
you. It has been just incredible. All right, can you just play a little bit behind some goodbyes? Now, I know
Yeah,
that, yeah, if you just play a little bit there, that wonderful rolling
yeah.
banjo. And I know we've got, uh, we got to celebrate Ruth and her birthday, and it's just, wonderful thinking about freedom, celebrating Passover, about Palm Sunday, all of the incredible gatherings that are going to be going on this week. So thanks, everybody, for being with us on Daily Antidote of Song. Thank you, Aaron, so much. And Linda and Carolyn, thank you. Fred, Hoda, and Pauline, and William, and Bonnie, and Sue. Yes, Sue in Seattle. I missed you at the beginning. And Sarah, thanks so much. And yes, and Marion, and David, and Elsie, and Annette, and Jamie, and Sheila. Thanks for being with us. Amanda and Miles, Phil, yes, and Carolyn. Thank you so much. Cliff and Lynn, absolutely. Clive and Ruth, bye bye. Susan, thanks so much. And Bob Maybell Bears, yes, thank you. And Storm, and Neil, and Arlene, thanks so much. And Kevin on day 1834, and Deborah, thanks for being with us. Bob, and Linda, and Cricket, and Kat, and Anne, and Becky and Adele and Aloysius and Gary and Christy and Nancy and Ariana, yes, and Jenny and Elizabeth and Martha and Sydney. And we know Jojo and Nico, yes. So I think we're going to have a screenshot at the end of this. And thank you so much, Rick. This has been an incredible time together. Then give it up for Rick. Thank you so, so much, everybody. This has been great. Mwah. Daily Antidote of Song. Another one in the books, and our songs continue to flower and fly free. Thanks, everybody. And thank you to Aaron. So take it away, Aaron. I know you're going to get us doing some stuff here. Go for it.
Thank you, Dr. Kim, for such a beautiful day. Goodbye to everybody out there on the live streams. Thanks for watching with us. And if you're here in the room, let's take some birthday